I've worked at my current company for 3.5 years, and tomorrow I'm telling my bosses that I'm leaving and accepting a position at a different company. Here we go. My name is Tim Forkin. I'm a 25-year-old creative from Michigan, and I make videos for a living. This is the first time I've ever left a job. I can't lie, I'm really nervous to have this conversation. This was my first job out of college. I got plucked off the internet. Someone found a funny article that I wrote about the Pistons several years ago and basically hired me to work on all their different companies, and it was great. But I got an opportunity to join a friend's agency and do much more aligned work that I love to do for some really cool clients, and I could not be more excited about it. By the time you see this video, it'll all be LinkedIn official, but until that point, I'm gonna record and document everything that happens in this process. And I'm balancing the full-time work and this content. I'm also trying to go hard on Instagram, and I also have 4 clients of my own. But I'm excited. Let's go. Today's January 1st. I'm locked in. Let's do it.
How are you? How are you feeling?
I'm good, man.
Post combo.
Yeah, it was nerve-wracking to go into it, especially because I was making a peanut butter and jelly, and Daryl was like, I can talk right now, but no other time. And I was like, okay, let me go do this right now. And then Dustin called in, clocked it at a 6-minute meeting. It's basically just like, what's on your mind? I'm accepting a position at a different company, and I don't know what's next for that. And then he basically just asked who it was and when my start date is, and I didn't really have one. And he's like, when do you want it to be? And I was like, I think I can do Monday, so tomorrow would be the last day. And he's like, all right, that sounds good. And I said I was grateful, and he said likewise. And that was it.
That's how a lot of those feel. Well, I'm happy for you, man. I know this is something that I'm thinking about a lot more for the past month, but we've kind of talked about outside of Hey Creator that there were other things you were interested in doing.
I will develop 5 times faster in this new role. I'll grow as an operator just as much as I'll grow as a creative, and that's exciting to me. And I definitely
saying you may not recognize yourself at the end of the year.
Well, I'm not gonna do any cliches.
That sounds great. I'm stoked for you. If I can help you with anything in the meantime that you need, please let me know.
If you don't get over that, this will not work. There's all these people that I know from real life who want to be doing these things that I'm doing. But the problem is they're still worried about what XYZ person from high school or family member or ex-girlfriend, you mentioned it earlier. You're worried about what these people might think if they see it. There is a certain follower count or dollar amount that what you're working on goes from cringe to cool. But you will never know what that is. And the only way to get what you actually want, which might be their validation, is to do it for long enough to where you hit that number. From ages 8 to 18 or 19, I was so worried what people thought about me that I would never tell them if I made YouTube videos. And I could be so much further along if I didn't hold on to that bullshit that really didn't matter. How many people do I still know that I was friends with in my freshman year of high school? It might be 4 people. 3 months ago, how many times did you think of Tim Forkin in your day?
Yeah, I was gonna say I probably maybe once a week, because maybe if I scrolled.
So you just said it when you scroll. So when you realize that about yourself, that you don't spend your days thinking about all these other people, you realize that they're not doing that to you. They are not thinking about you.
Bro, honestly, 10 out of 10, no notes. I have the vision, but I want you to have full creative vision and feel like you're not constricted to what I want this to look like. I think you have a good eye for design. That's a good video. So happy with that, and I'll hopefully record some more for you over the weekend.
All right, today's Monday. It's my first day at Very Online Agency, my buddy Jacob's organic social content agency. I've got a meeting in 11 minutes called Forkin Orientation, which I will learn all of the things that we're doing. I already know most of it because I've been talking to Jacob for a month plus now about making this happen, and it's finally here. The day is here, and I'm stoked. So let's get into this meeting, and I'm gonna share as much as I think I can. Let's get after it, man.
It's good to have you, Forkin. How are you feeling?
I'm excited, man. I've been itching for this, so I'm glad to make it happen.
Just so you know, this is the first orientation that we've actually ever done. The company mission is to become a creative and content powerhouse where we actually have the opportunity and leverage to work on the brands that we want. I think like an ideal life is basically being able to show up to work and like make sure that the creative projects that we're working on are fulfilling creatively, financially, from a lifestyle perspective. Last thing here is referral bonus. Jesse, this goes for you too. Any business referred to VOA, 8% referral bonus. Probably honestly be more, but minimum 8%. So basically if we get a $10,000 scope, that's at minimum $800 a month, which is basically $10K a year. I was trying to figure out a number here. I know like there's this other it's like killing me. It's killing me because it's going to him. If it's just going to one of you guys and like we're paying you anyway. So like I might even just increase this. We'll see. We're trying to be a little bit more discerning about the clients that we're taking on. And by the way, that's something that's happened in the last 2 months. 3 months ago, we were fucking taking on anything. Yeah. We were taking on the NRA. I think the plan for it is basically have you really be focusing on being a creator.
All right, so it's Tuesday, January 7th, and I have not done a good job of filming my new role and filming all the things in my life. I went and played basketball last night, only have one clip of that. So like I need to stay true to my goal and film everything. So I'm gonna set a new iPhone background, and also I got a piece of paper I cut out here. I don't have any Post-it notes, and I got a pen. I'm gonna write film everything on it. I'm gonna use this tape and put it on the bottom of my monitor. I know that I can get so many good things for this vlog, so many good short form videos for Instagram. If I just keep the camera on, if I keep my meetings rolling, I don't have to use hardly any of it if I don't want to. But it's the fact that I'm recording everything. I said I wanted to make 52 YouTube videos this year, and I can only do that if I have enough content to put in these videos. All right, it's Wednesday. I was up until 12:55 last night working on video projects, getting stuff finished up. That was not for full-time work, so I can't say that I'm spending all day every day with this new job, but it was a lot. And I know about myself that I tend to reject those kinds of moments, but it was a moment that had to be done. I had to get out of my own way, get this work done. I could not go to sleep until this one project was done. Now that it's done, I feel a lot better. In general, though, I am a little bit worried about my ability to do everything at the full-time job. Obviously, the most important thing, it's the salaried, close to guaranteed income that I get every month. But I'd love to have these 3 clients outside of work, and today is going to be taking care of them, making sure that those projects are finished up for the week, or at least getting as far as I can on those. But it does kind of just worry me a little bit, like, can I do all of this? And that's probably because it's the first week at this new job. I get that, but yeah, I got to get through the work to get past this initial overwhelm. Small thing in regards to this video, I feel like this video could have been a lot better had I known that OBS, like the screen recording, it was bugging out for me trying to screen record different meetings and different things that I'm doing on here. I think I've got the solution. I really hope I have the solution. So I'm gonna keep playing with that because these videos aren't really that great if you don't see what's actually going on in these meetings and taking the best parts out.
We used to play at a church because like churches, I guess, are like private entities, so you could just pay them.
Yeah.
But now we play at this place. It's literally called Hoop Heaven. So it's basically a church.
Growing up, there was a place called Basketball America. I thought that was a great name.
Whoa.
I was in 7th grade. We had a tournament at Basketball America, and we got our ass bust by 70 points by Meba.
Fuck America, man. Yeah. That's when you became a socialist.
Are you tall, Forkin? That's your height.
Yeah, don't tell me you're short, Forkin. This is not going to go well.
No, I'm 6'3".
Are you?
Oh.
All right, Louis.
Yeah, just me. Heart over height.
Louis is the only exception, but generally I don't like being around. This is you seen this photo of Oppenheimer? The Heimers. The Heimers got bunnies. Jesse, I'll hand it off to you. But basically, in this call, this is basically the first time we're trying to set up some sort of system where we're working with creators to help create content for these 2 clients, Mighty and Campus. I think this is something that we can basically replicate on a monthly or even bi-monthly basis with you both. So just in general, in this call, we're trying to figure out ways to be most efficient so that we can continue to replicate this. And then also just like aligning with you guys on the creative style of everything, make sure you guys have a grasp of both of these clients. And then also any sort of production considerations, like stuff like who you're talking to, or making sure that like we're setting up the right sort of context with each person, like this is gonna be a long form answer versus this is gonna be like a quick answer. So we're just trying to troubleshoot in this way just to make it everything as smooth as possible on the actual production days.
Yeah,
and it's
we
a
were
decent portfolio piece. It's corny for sure.
Yeah.
I was really proud of that script I wrote, and it got just beat up.
decimated. Yeah.
They did not
We're gonna look
use.
for that after
And
this.
they wanted a bunch of things. We came up with this whole direction, and they wanted a rap song, so I had to like write a rap for them. I gotta find what I actually wrote because I remember being like, "This is sick." I had to rap it in the presentation, but it's really
that.
corny now. I don't even know if I have it on the website.
Do you have a rapper name?
No, DJ Mabanga.
All right.
I think the foundation's there. And in our small communities, I think that we've earned a respect in some sort of like recognition and brand level. This is demonstrated by, we got a few inbound leads last year, which is basically an indication that people like our vibe, they look at our website, they like our tone of voice, they like the stuff that we're putting out. And even just from posting on LinkedIn, people hit me up and they're like, hey, like we have this project, let's work together. Product, this was really important. Last year, Jesse, I mean, it's funny to think about, but when we first started, I don't even know what we were really selling. The first year, basically, we've landed on what our actual product is, which I think is really important for a lot of reasons. It's important for staffing, it's important for resources, networking, and all of that. But it's also, now that we have that, we can really focus on developing those skills, figuring out important systems, becoming efficient. But this is really the bread and butter. This is what we're selling. Okay, these three, right? Brand helps us get inbound leads. That's the function of it.
Wanted to introduce you to Jacob and Jesse. They're the guys who scooped me off the internet and working for their agency now. And I thought this was the perfect type of intro to make for everything that you're looking for on your video stuff.
See, like this is gold already because like I needed this kind of assurance because I've been wrestling with this for like months thinking about the right thing to do. Well, guys, I'm sure we have to run. I've got to jump to another meeting, but thank you so much. I'll look forward to a proposal and hopefully hammering out something where we can work together.
Is your lens on autofocus or manual focus? Do you know?
I think auto.
Okay, good. It put your finger in front of it. Does it like?
So yeah, good way to test. Glad we test that. So it locks in on my finger and blurs everything in the background. So I think we're good.
Perfect. Yes. Okay. Yes, sir. I'm excited, man. We're getting closer. Every time we're getting closer with this.
I know, dude. You are pushing me so far out of my comfort zone that I'm loving it though, because this is what I needed. It's challenging me a ton, and I appreciate it, man.
I have one really fast question before you go, because I know we've got like 3 minutes left. Should I do like an art thing here behind my head?
Do you want to?
Like, I think like something here would be cool to look at, because I feel like, and I was going to replace that with a lamp, maybe.
I think your camera will be, so my webcam is right here.
Uh-huh.
If I was able to do this, if I was actually, this is like eye level for me. Like, I think there might not be as much headspace as there shows on your.
I'm really short.
Okay. So maybe if there's, I think it's personal preference. I've built kind of a setup for me. Like, I'll be honest. Sometimes I don't want these 3 pieces of art here, and I really can't take them down. And the reason usually is like glare, number one, and busyness. I can only have my camera in certain spots where you don't see that big white bulb back there for the softbox that I
Yeah.
So I've also found there are days when I'm like, all of this is me, and this is me, and I love it, and it makes me feel like me, and no one else has what I have. And there's other days where it's like, I wish I had a simpler place to record.
In the videos you saw, there was like a bookshelf behind me that had a bunch of stuff on it. And I felt like that was too much, because people would be distracted by that when I was talking. Like people would be like, I noticed we had the same book. And I'm like, stop looking at the book. Pay attention to me.
Yeah. If they're looking at the books behind you and they want to talk to you about it, that is a very positive indicator that you are someone that they want to spend more time with.
Yeah,
right?
good point.
So
good point.
This poster right here might not mean anything to you. It probably doesn't, but it's a video game that I played when I was 6 or 7 years old, called NBA Street Volume 2. And when I first, it's the stupidest arcade basketball game ever, but when I first like built this setup and I tweeted about it and I made videos about it, or if I ever hop on a call with someone who knows what that game is,
Oh yeah.
I've never been complimented more on my looks, my abilities to help, my skills, my videos, my work, anything. I've never been complimented more on anything in my life than when I put that poster on my wall. So
I love it.
that is it's a secret thing for you, right? It doesn't have to be as many things as I have back here. It's almost a cheat code where it's like something that resonates with the right kind of person. If people are noticing the brilliance of design, they are exactly who you want watching your videos.
Yeah.